Welcome to another video where I didn't know how to use my camera and bailed after 5 minutes of screaming at my phone. I've been deeply depressed and apathetic towards life, and making a lot of Tres Leches cakes for people. I had some extra ingredients in my fridge and thought, wow, this could be content. The topping is generally some sort of whipped cream, but I thought, oh my god, wouldn't it be cool if I used the cornflakes that I've had in my pantry for 4 months and candied them in a skillet? Yep, you guessed it. I have no f***ing clue what I'm doing. I was diagnosed with clinical depression when I was 8 years old, so I'm pretty much a pro at this point. Look, this pandemic has f***ed us all up, and I am heavily medicated and still struggling. I'm sprinkling an undisclosed amount of sugar over the cornflakes in the pan to try to get a candied crunch on them. I might have been able to do this in the oven on a cookie sheet, but I didn't f***ing care. I don't leave my apartment anymore, and my therapist says that that's probably affecting my mental health. But what does that dumb bitch know? Obviously joking, I would die without her. Do you think my therapist looks at my social media? Sometimes I actually try to find my doctors on social media, but they're usually pretty good about hiding stuff. I keep adding sugar because I'm not sure if it's actually candying or if it's just melting into it. Either way, it's gonna taste good. Or it'll taste bad, who cares? I also added some cinnamon to keep with the Tres Leches theme. When I was a teenager, I used to sleep with men twice my age, and sometimes I think about that and I'm like, yeah, that f***ed me up. They were finally crunchy enough for my satisfaction, so I took them out of the pan, and then I held them up to the camera at a bad angle. Time to make the topping. I pulled out some whipped cream stabilizer that's been in my cabinet for about 3 years and dumped that in too. I can't believe it's been a fucking year of this madness. Look, if you feel like shit, you're not alone, okay? You know how you hear about those people who run marathons and they kill it the whole way through and then they get to like the last mile and they shit their pants and pass out? That's us. We're all just shitting our pants at the same time. The only scientific way to test if whipped cream is done is by sticking your finger in it and trying it. You can always whip more, but don't over whip it because then it turns into butter, which I will still eat for the record. After the candied cornflakes cooled, they actually clumped together the way I wanted them to, so that was exciting. They tasted a lot like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which is probably what I should have used instead. Look, I don't know if it helps, but you have the freedom to make your own whipped cream at home whenever you want. Nobody's gonna stop you. And if they do, take them out behind the barn and fucking slow. Can I just take a moment to thank the 5, maybe 6 people that subscribe and constantly support my content? I'm very grateful for you. When people talk about making content, they're always like, oh, you gotta teach them something. And it's like, I don't know what to teach you. Here's a Tres Leches cake and go to therapy. Ultimately, this was pretty much a successful experience because I ate the entire thing by myself. I also felt a little happier after. Thanks for watching my video. Like and subscribe and do all the cool stuff that makes me feel good about myself.